Where'd you get this?
On the shelf.
If it's in a word or it's in a look, you can't get rid of the Babadook. A rumbling sound, then 3 sharp knocks.
Babadook-Dook-Dook.
That's when you'll know he's around. You'll see him if you look.
Hello everybody, today we are going to review the movie The Babadook. I'll just say overall, it's pretty good. It was a pretty decent horror flick.
It was alright.
It was definitely alright.
It's better than what I've been seeing lately.
They could have shown more of Babadook, but
in the recent days, I think it's a lot better than, you know, your Annabelles, your Devil's Dues, the Devil Withins, all the devil, the blah, the blah, the blah, all that crap. I think
And the Ouija.
Yes, I didn't even see Ouija. I think I've seen Ouija without actually seeing Ouija.
It's just a book. It can't hurt you.
This movie steers clear of the average typical boo scares. It pretty much is just about a little kid who could be on the far, far annoying side of things.
very far.
That kid is the worst kid I have ever seen in a movie.
Boy has significant behavioral problems.
Throw his ass in the river.
Spoilers.
Pain in the ass. That's it.
The story is basically about a kid who starts seeing this imaginary creature after this pop-up book shows up at his house. And then he starts seeing this thing called the Babadook, and there's a nursery rhyme with it. He basically starts seeing this thing, and his mom starts to lose her mind a little bit because she hasn't slept because the kid clings to her. And it's very interesting. It's more the line of, I wouldn't really call it a psychological.
You alright?
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
You don't have to be fine, you know.
Just a bit stressed at the moment.
All children see monsters.
Not like this.
To a point, I guess it was a psychological
A little
thriller.
bit.
I guess to a point you could say
A
it
little
was.
bit.
Supernatural, psychological thriller.
Until you found the thing was real. Then.
You can't get rid of the Babadook.
You can bring me the boy. You can bring me the boy. You can bring me the boy.
Question though, the question nobody answered in this movie was, where the hell did this kid get this book from?
Yes, that's
The book
true.
he found in his bookshelf.
The Babadook book came out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, right?
And it was just in his house, and it was just there.
And there was no previous Babadook haunting, so it was kind of weird that
he just popped out.
the
of nowhere.
Babadook thing would just kind of pop.
Right.
I promise to protect you if you promise to protect me.
Oh my god. Did he hurt anyone?
Overall, to me, the movie was good. It had its moments where the pacing was slow, but
Heavy.
again, the kid's annoyance factor, plus the mom's reactions to that kid's annoyance factor, and everyone else's reactions, more than made up for that in the humor department. Because as annoying as that kid was, it was pretty funny to see how far he was going to go with the annoyance.
If I had a kid like that, oh my god, I don't
He
know.
would have been done. I'm leaving him in the corner.
That lady is a saint to be putting up with that, because that is ridiculous. Now, if you're into horror movies for the gore factor, there's pretty much zero gore. It's not that kind of movie. It's actually it's more of the lines of a well-told ghost story. And, you know, the noise the Babadook makes is creepy, the look of him is creepy. You know, the use of, like, the 1920s, like, silent movie scenes that they show in it are actually very, very creepy.
The way he creeps into the room is creepy.
Yeah.
It's good. I mean, it's alright.
He has this like scuttle effect to him. So when he comes into the room, you don't see him move. He kind of just floats.
Floats a little bit.
Pretty much. I mean, I wouldn't consider this like a date movie.
No.
Because, I mean, if you're dating, you want to go see the jump scares, you know, the girl grabs you, hugs you, and all that kind of crap, but...
Go see Ouija.
I don't think anybody should see Ouija. Ouija's over. I don't think anybody saw Ouija, because it's already over. Already over it.
But as far as the Babadook goes, I also agree. I think the creature design was pretty well. He has two forms to his creature. You know, either the one you see and the one you don't see. I wish we could have seen the one we didn't see.
You know, I kind of didn't even mind that you didn't see his final form too much. I think if you would have saw him, because it's not that kind of movie, so I think if you would have saw him too much, you might have made it a little more ridiculous. Right. It might have taken away the eerie factor of him a little bit, and if you did that, he would have just kind of been a guy in a trench coat, right? With that, with a magician's hat.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Nothing bad's gonna happen, Sam.
Did he think that about my dad before he died?
He sees things as they are, that one.
I have to disagree with you, sir. I think I could use a little bit more Babadook.
You could,
Yeah.
That's perfectly reasonable. Movie could have gone two different directions. It could have gone full-blown Babadook killing, and it could have just gone eerie, kind of a Freddy Krueger style, the original Nightmare on Elm Street style, where it was kind of eerie.
As Alan says, he prefers the movie the way it was, with the Babadook the way it was. I prefer a little more Babadook in it.
I'm gonna have to agree with
you. You have to
a little
show
bit more. He's a
the
little bit.
Babadook's
A little
final
more
form.
Babadook.
I gotta be the dissenting opinion.
Yeah, I think a little bit more Babadook, but I think they should have shown his final form. In my opinion, they should have shown him the whole thing.
Well,
Go all out. Just go all out.
One guy who wants the final form of Babadook, one guy who wanted the amount of Babadook he got, and I preferred the Babadook that we did get just a little bit more of the one we got.
I could have used a little bit more Babadook maybe in the beginning because it doesn't really kick off until probably the end of the second act. You really don't know if it's real or you really don't see it. So I mean,
that's what they should show the food.
Maybe if it was a little bit, maybe because what is it? What, about 45 minutes in? 45 minutes to 50, you don't really see the thing. Really?
I'd say pretty much an hour into it.
Pretty much an hour into it, you don't see it. So maybe if he saw maybe within the first 30 minutes, so you knew that it was actually a monster.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was. Or maybe if they gave a little bit more backstory to it because it just shows up
out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. And you don't really know if they kind of hint that he's a magician.
Stalking me and my child.
I don't know. They say he was a little magician, but that really has no point in the entire movie.
It had nothing to do other than the fact that the kid would like to be a magician. That might have been the only other thing to it.
Yeah, precisely.
Babadook backstory, I definitely could have used. If not backstory, at least tell me where the hell the book came from.
Yeah, and if it was a person that did it.
Like, did someone give the kid the book? Who gave the kid the book? Where did this book come from?
Yeah.
How the kid stumbled upon this pop-up. Speaking of the book is probably one of the better things of the movie because of it tells you basically the story of Babadook and what he's going to do. And
it's like a nursery. It's a good nursery rhyme pop-up book.
Right. It's in the form of a nursery rhyme.
Right.
Kind of plays like a... for the first act, it played a major role in the movie.
Yeah.
And then you never saw the book again.
I think I burned.
Yeah.
This monster thing has got to stop, all right? It's just a book. It can't hurt you.
It definitely, the book could have been used a lot more. It would be a really cool book to have in real life.
Yes.
Like as a prop. Didn't you say you wanted one?
Yes, I wanted one. I want that book. It's a cool ass book. It was a good book. I like it.
It's a nice little horror prop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice aesthetic to it.
It was a good book. I think that the book could have been used a little bit more. Or maybe, maybe they could have had in the book like a name of somebody so you know where the book came from at least, or someone else possessed that book before. Because the book does state that.
Yeah, there's no backstory to it at all.
Yeah,
once you got the Babadook, you're stuck with the Babadook. You're stuck with him.
Yeah, that's pretty much
there's no backstory to it at all. It's just popped the book, just popped there, and you don't know what.
Overall, it was solid. I would say it was a solid flick.
That was right, yeah.
Seen worse, seen better. But I would definitely recommend watching it. I wouldn't recommend going to a movie theater paying full price for it.
No.
I would recommend, it might be worth, the $7 rental.
Yeah.
A rental fee, yes.
Would I buy it on Blu-ray? No.
No.
I wouldn't buy it on Blu-ray. It wasn't that memorable.
I won't have it in my collection.
Yeah, it's not the kind of movie you want to own. It's definitely the kind of movie you want to see if you're into psychological thrillers that turn into
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're into the Insidiouses of the world, the Sinisters, then this one will definitely fit nicely within that realm.
In your collection and shit.
More along the lines of Sinister.
Bagul and the Babadook should have a fight. That could be the next crossover. Bagools.
The Bagools.
The Bagula-Duke. I believe
The Bagula-Dukes.
I'm going to give the movie a B-. I give it a B-.
Yeah, I give it a bit of solid B. It was eerie. It made you think about if that thing walked in your room, what would you do in that situation? I would cry like a little girl. If I saw that thing, I'd cry.
I would hide under the bed.
I'd be useless.
I would have ran. For me, I would say I have to agree with Alan. I'll B.
I'm just saying, when the Babadook appears, if you would have done a lot more of the creepy phone calls,
you want to mess with the girl more.
I wanted to do a little bit more Babadook things. He didn't do nothing.
Maybe mess with other people too. Like if you would have messed with
that
like
old
old lady, the neighbors, those two random. I guess they were social workers. I don't know what the hell they were.
And you know what? The movie does make you think at some point he will mess with that old lady that was next door because he does pop him in her house at that point.
And then we won't give spoilers to the ending, but the ending was the ending kind of downgraded a little bit because it wasn't the best ending. It was actually kind of a confusing ending. It just kind of ends, and you're like, well, why did that just happen?
Right. It's a little confusing, but
like I said, no spoilers to it, but it was.
So there you have it. The three of us have basically just said that's a B. A
B plus,
movie.
B. I would call it a B movie because it's not fun like a B movie is.
Well, no. I don't think I don't think a B hard, man. I think we give the grade of the movie a B.
What do you want? You're trespassing in my house!
I'm sick, sir. I need help. It isn't real. It isn't real.
That's our review of the Babadook. This is Keith, Alan, and Julio, and we're out of here.